So where I'm going with this is the thing where we have a lot of corporations and individuals who are doing something called paying creatives by exposure. So you remember when the whole thing about Art Cafe went down?
Yeah.
And their response to that, you know, they corrected that and they were appreciative that guys were able to speak about it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bad thing to pay artists by exposure in all instances? Like, is exposure a real thing? Has it worked for you in any way?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think actually when you pay somebody in exposure, you have to be much more intentional than when you're paying them with money. You have to really think about how to set them up for the right audience, for the right storytelling, for the people that they need in the room, for that thing that they are doing to be had, to be achieved at its best.
So the it has to be super intentional.
You have to invest so much more for somebody to take, you know, an exposure opportunity. The room has to be right for that person at that moment in their career. And I mean it across the board, whatever that could be. The thing has to have a direct, there has to be something that they get, you know, it could be a skill set that they're able to access. There are moments when if you get exposure, it can change the game. But the moment has to be set up so entirely correctly, right? So if you get asked to play for free at the Grammys or at the MTV Awards, for example, or something like that, right? A moment where there's a consideration of your peers, of a focused attention of a music audience, your ability to convert that moment for your future use, the people that you need in the room, then of course you would do that, you know, opportunity. That's an opportunity and not being used. Because quite often this thing about exposure is you want to benefit. The person who is benefiting from your labor, then they benefit fully from your labor and from whatever your brand brings to the table or your expertise or your experience. But you don't get a commensurate value back.
When did exposure work for you?
You don't get paid to be a TED Fellow.
Got you. But they connect.
TED Fellow.
But they connect.
I mean,
and the people you meet there.
Inner circle of like.
And I actually like your speech on TED Talks.
It's a talk. It's not a speech.
Okay. Corrected.
You're welcome.
Miss Grammar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was really dope in just the power of. Oh, you guys are done?
Ask us are done.